Remember, kids, it controls. It's a minute for every minute you're early, but it's only 10 seconds for being late.
This is a review of the crash that we had at S03 2025. A link to the more general wrap-up of that event is kind of down here in the comments, but you can watch that at your leisure. But this is specifically looking at the crash that we had on stage 17. So the strange thing about this crash is I'd actually been taking it easy in the afternoon since we'd had a non-damaging off in the morning. I was driving, I felt like I was driving much more smoothly, having to do a lot fewer corrections, really taking my time more so just to finish safely. So this came as kind of a surprise to me. The stage had been a little bit rough in terms of Phil and I not quite syncing up in terms of the pace and the notes and everything.
4 right over crest, caution, into 1+ left, opens tightens 5 long, sorry I got a little behind.
Way behind me.
Sorry, 30, 2+ right.
But by the time we got to the turn that affected us, we were back on track. No big deal. So it was an even bigger surprise. We had written our own notes for this, and I had it listed as a 5- left over crest.
50, 5- left, over crest.
I think Jemba had it as a 4, so I think I would have been worse off if I would have been, using the tighter turning input of the Jemba notes. In either case, we come up over the crest. I guess the crest was more cresty than I expected, and the back went a little more light than expected, and as a result, I did more rotation than expected. It didn't seem to be a big deal at first because I made a quick correction and I got the car pointed parallel to the road again. The problem is that even though I was parallel to the road, I wasn't actually on it anymore. The left tires were already off the road. And at this point, here's the road. Here's the side of the road. It was damn near a 45-degree angle. That, needless to say, started pulling me off the road. And once it started pulling me off, there was no going back. Started mowing weeds and watching the trees. Well, I wasn't watching, I was fixated on the road trying to get back on it. But in the back of my head, I thought, oh shit, I'm going to end up in the trees. And then we got a little further down the hill, and as we got further down the hill, that steep angle started to flatten out. And I no longer felt any lateral movement towards the trees. And at this point, I have just a little bit of steering input uphill. I'm trying not to put too much because if I launch back onto the road with a bunch of steering input, I'm basically just going to spin it and send it off the other side. So I've got a little gentle uphill steering input. I'm still trying to use full throttle to power out of this. And as it starts leveling out, I pick a point on the road where I think I'm going to end up. And I really think I have it. In fact, in the back of my brain, I start thinking some sentence, I don't remember the exact sentence, but it was something along the lines of, I think I have this. I think I'm going to end up back on the road. The word road came directly out of my brain. I wish I could have recorded my thoughts because this actually would have been kind of funny. Because literally the instant that thought finished was the moment that we found the stump.
5- left, over crest, opens, tightens, opens, car, double caution, 30. Oh,
You okay?
yes.
Okay. Fuck. Fuckity 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 fuck. Fuck.
The stump doesn't really look like much, especially after we plowed into it at 40-some miles an hour. We would have been better off if it was taller, actually. If it was tall enough to see above the weeds, I might have been braking and hit it slower. Or alternately, I might have been braking and hit the trees sideways because, you know, I would have been pulled more down the hill than I was. If it was taller, it would have engaged the bumper and the proper crash structure, which is designed to take a hit. Instead, it was low enough that it grabbed the front lip of the skid plate and yanked on that instead, and that's not really designed for that kind of frontal load. It's designed for more of an upward load, landing down on rocks and that sort of hit. It's really not designed for that, and as a result, it basically grabbed the entire subframe and yanked it right out of its mounting points. We didn't know that until after we were out of the car, obviously.
And then there's another one that's pulled out up front on this side too. So like it pushed this whole thing back and up.
Oh, shit.
You can hear now?
Oh, yeah, that's a rub.
Yep, and then here it's split from folding.
Oh.
So, and again, this is sheet metal. This can be fixed.
Yeah.
But this tower physically has shifted.
The impact spun us around, flipped us upside down, basically. Weirdly enough, at no point was I freaked out, bothered. I trusted the car to keep us safe. And when I was upside down, you know, I knew the old joke about there being two types of rally drivers, right? The kind who have rolled and the kind that haven't rolled yet. I remember distinctly being upside down and thinking to myself, I was wondering what this was going to feel like when it happened. Yeah, just more surprise and wonder than any other emotion. And then we ended up on all four wheels. I checked on Phil and then immediately let out a string of expletives, as you would expect.
You okay?
Yes.
Okay. Fuck. Fuckity, 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 fuck. Fuck.
I realized that as the uphill person, it was going to be a lot easier for me to display the OK and set out the triangle. I couldn't come up with the word route book or OK sign or anything, so I just kept repeating book, 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 and it took Phil a long time to understand what I meant because I wasn't specific enough.
Look. Look, there's somebody behind us. Look. There's a triangle, Jason.
I think in terms of future car improvements, I'm going to... Actually, this has been sitting on my desk the entire time. This is last year's Sofer book, and I don't know why it's sitting here, but this is... this has been sitting here. So I think I'm going to pull the OK SOS page and attach that to my door or put it in my bag or something so that I have it immediately available on that side of the car and don't have to worry about, you know, reaching past Phil or whatever. So I think that going forward I'll make that improvement. Yeah, we ripped the subframe out from under the car. The intercooler is now banana-shaped. Didn't crack the grill. Didn't even crack the grill. Completely intact. One of the tires is now out of round, and had to get dragged out and flatbedded out, obviously, but we're both alive to tell the tale. Phil was a little sore between the shoulder blades. I got a nice deep bruise on my thigh, that left thigh, that's still a little bit sore now and again, but 2 weeks later. Speaking of 2 weeks later, New York Times Wordle chose to mock me. Although, to be fair, I'm glad it happened long enough after the event that I could kind of laugh at it. I think if it had happened that morning, it would have been weirdly prophetic. And that would have been creepy. Anyway, that's the crash.
That's broke.
Yeah, I threw it down in anger and disgust, but